There we go. The recording's in progress. In case you were wondering.
You're on.
If you have any questions about the status of your cell phone, now might be a good time to check. Otherwise, why don't we go ahead and settle into a comfortable meditation posture, taking care to ensure that your spine is straight and relaxed. We're facing straight ahead with our head tilted slightly forward. This serves to bring our spine perfectly into alignment. Our mouth is closed, our jaw is relaxed. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and softly close your eyes. And to begin, I'd like you to please simply bring your awareness to the exhalation of your breath. And very gently, allow your exhalation to be just a bit longer and a bit more pronounced than your inhalation. Please feel free to experiment with pausing briefly at the bottom of each exhalation. This technique will allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. Now is not the time to reflect on events that have occurred in the past. Those events cannot be changed, undone, or relived.
Stop it.
Nor is this the time to speculate about events that may or may not occur in the future. The future is completely uncertain. Now is the time to be fully present here in this moment. Now is the time to give yourself permission to enjoy engaging in a practice that's going to bring you a peaceful state of mind. And at the same time, contribute to the creation of a peaceful world. And with that, I'd like you to please bring your awareness to the crown of your head, to your scalp in particular. And I'd like you to allow at once all of the tiny muscles and nerves that support your scalp to become loose and completely relaxed. The tiny muscles and nerves at the top of your scalp and the back of your scalp and the sides of your scalp. Just allow these tiny muscles and nerves to at once release and become loose and deeply, deeply relaxed. Please allow the tiny muscles and nerves across your forehead, the tiny muscles that support your eyebrows, and all of the muscles in your face to become soft and completely relaxed. Your facial muscles become so soft and relaxed that it might feel as though the pores of your skin are opening up now. Your mind starts to relax as your body is starting to relax. And for the duration of our meditation this evening, I would invite you to bring your awareness not only to the words that you hear, but also to the silent gaps in between the words and in between the sentences. In particular, please allow the muscles that support your jaw to become soft and relaxed. Just allow any tension that you might be carrying in your jaw to dissipate, to drain away, to dissolve into empty space, to dissolve into space like emptiness. Your jaw starts to feel a bit heavier now, and it takes a gentle and deliberate effort to keep your jaw from dropping open. Please allow the muscles in your neck and your throat to become soft and relaxed, as well as the muscles in your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to settle and to rest, to become soft and relaxed. And as your shoulders settle and rest, they may start to feel a bit heavier now. And this causes them to drop down into a natural, comfortable position. There's a subtle lengthening of your neck and a subtle lengthening of your spine. Please allow the muscles in your arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers to each become completely soft and completely relaxed. And your hands now might feel a bit warmer and heavier as they rest in your lap. And your mind relaxes as your body relaxes. The muscles in your chest become soft and relaxed. And your lungs are now able to perform perfectly and without effort their natural function of breathing. The muscles in your abdomen, and likewise all of the muscles in your back, all of the muscles that support your shoulder blades and your spine. Allow these muscle sets to settle and to rest, to become soft and relaxed as you drop deeper and deeper on down. And let yourself go. please allow your immune system to rest and relax, and therefore to strengthen. Your immune system is a physiological gift that you enjoy. And in order for your immune system to function at an optimal level, all that's asked of you is to allow rest and allow your immune system to do that which it has naturally evolved to do, and that is to protect you. So for the next moment or two, I'd like you to please just rest, relax, and allow. The muscles in your hips and your pelvic area become soft and relaxed, as well as the muscles in your legs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. One by one, these muscle sets become completely soft and completely relax the soles of your feet, even the muscles and nerves in the soles of your feet, even the tiny muscles and nerves at the tips of your toes release now and become soft and relaxed. Your body is both centered and settled. You're in a state of perfect physical equilibrium. Your mind relaxes completely now as your body is completely relaxed. And let yourself go. All of the problems and difficulties that you experience in your life without exception arise from this confused notion of self and other. So let yourself go. Let yourself go. We can now engage in the meditation on the inner body. To accomplish this, please draw your awareness inside of your body and become aware of sensations. These sensations may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. No analysis is necessary. There's nothing to figure out. Just be the silent observer of these sensations and allow an even more tranquil, supple, non-conceptual state of awareness to emerge. It may be that the sensations begin to travel up into your arms and your legs, perhaps into the region of your chest, perhaps into your face and your cheeks. If this is your experience, this is perfectly fine. It may be that the sensations remain in your hands and your feet. If this is your experience, this is perfectly fine as well. To inform your meditation, you may find it beneficial to bring to mind the image of a mountain. The mountain is balanced, grounded, and stable. Because the mountain has consciousness, you can know that all it does, day after day, year after year, is observe silently. Rain may fall on the mountain or not. A nearby river may rise and then recede. A small animal may run across the fallen log and then jump into hiding. The mountain simply observes silently. No judgment, no labeling, no comparing, no expectation. Be like a mountain. Be like a mountain with ancient wisdom consciousness as you silently observe sensations within your own body mountain. Now very gently, very gently, please redirect your awareness. Become aware again of your physical body and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body. Become aware again of the surroundings inside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of nearby mountains, of nearby countries, of nearby continents, of nearby planets. We dedicate all of the positive energy from this morning's or this evening's meditation to world peace. May all beings without exception be completely free from all forms of mental and physical suffering. May all beings without exception be happy, peaceful, contented, and free. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Back, everyone. So this is our third class in our series of 6. And as I've mentioned several times, the basis for our series is the Ganges Mahamudra, the 11th century teaching that was given by the Indian meditation master Tilopa to his student Naropa on the banks of the river Ganges, hence the name the Ganges Mahamudra. And word Mahamudra is a Sanskrit word which translates to great seal as in seal of authenticity. Maha, great, mudra in this context, seal, great seal, the Ganges Mahamudra. So these teachings are as profound as anything that I've encountered. Everything is here, and there are aspects of the Dharma that are not even sure how to explain it. It's everything is encompassed. Every single practice is included in the Ganges Mahamudra, and the Ganges Mahamudra kind of transcends the teachings too. It sort of goes above and beyond the Dharma, whatever our individual Dharma might be. So having said that, it's really important as we dive into these teachings and some of the topics within the Ganges Mahamudra, it's really beneficial for us to set our intention, to be sure that we have a meaningful intention for learning this stuff and aspiring to put it into practice. I mean, it's so profound, it's so deep. And, if our thinking is, oh, cool, I'm going to learn some really cool stuff, wait till I go to my next garden party and tell people, hey, check this out. Have you ever thought about this before? Or even if it's just kind of looking for something that is kind of interesting. Oh, this is really interesting stuff. This beats watching the movie I was planning on observing tonight. Good for us to set a really strong, really meaningful intention, such as aspiring to become a better person. If I am able to deepen my experience of selflessness, of compassion, of impermanence, all topics that are addressed within the Ganges Mahamudra, hopefully, that will make me a better person. Somebody who loves more and hates less. And even more than me becoming a better person, for my own sake, as I become a better person, those around me they benefit as well, right? So it's kind of like the ultimate activist undertaking for contributing to world peace. I'm going to I'm going to apply myself to learning and experiencing these teachings so that I can become a better person. And when I'm a better person, the persons around me benefit as well. Kind of a, in case you don't recognize, that's kind of a bodhicitta motivation, if that term means anything to you. So anyways, having said that, what we talked about last week was the benefit of experience, why experience is important, or experiences. We talked about the very first sentence of the Ganges Mahamudra, the very first sentence when Tilopa is talking to Naropa on the banks of the river Ganges. The first words are, although Mahamudra cannot be taught, intelligent and patient Naropa, tolerant of suffering, who is engaged in austerity and is devoted to the Guru, fortunate one, do this with your mind. We don't receive teachings from people very often where they say, okay, I'm here to teach you this, even though it can't be taught, right? And what Tilopa is pointing to, as we discussed last week, was that conceptual understandings can only take us so far in our Dharma practice, in our Dharma studies, in life. In life, we can have a conceptual understanding of what love is, a wish for another to be happy. We can have that conceptual understanding of the definition of love, the label love. That's different from the experience of love, isn't it? How would you teach someone to cultivate love? How would you teach someone to cultivate the experience of love? This is how you experience love. There's no instruction manual for that, right? It just has to happen. It just happens experientially in a way that transcends mental constructs, mental concepts. Concepts, the best concepts can do for us is to point to something. But that's not the same as an experience, is it? What we want are authentic, unfiltered experiences, especially when they're good things, right? Love, compassion. Maybe if it's like suffering, maybe filtered experiences, maybe a little bit better. But for now, we're talking about virtuous, meaningful experiences, meaningful, virtuous states of mind. So what we talked about last week was going beyond the conceptual understanding, going beyond concepts. You know what Reggie Ray, one of my teachers, Reggie Ray, defines as being a concept is a memory of something that happened previously. Kind of interesting notion of a concept. That's not the same at all as having an experience in that moment of the thing. So maybe this is compelling. Maybe, okay, I want to move beyond concepts and experience wisdom and love and compassion directly, non-conceptually. Okay, how do we do it? How does this happen? The answer is, those of you who are Monday, Friday meditation classes know the answer to this. The answer is through non-conceptual awareness, a state of awareness that is free of concepts. Okay, how do we do that? How do we achieve this state of non-conceptual awareness? Eckhart Tolle calls it unconditioned consciousness. I like that too. I like that expression. unconditioned consciousness, consciousness that is not conditioned by thought. It's pure, unconditioned, non-conceptual consciousness or awareness. I've got good news. In terms of how we experience non-conceptual awareness, we do it before every class. We do it at every class, rather, through meditation on the inner body. Bringing our awareness to those sensations in our hands and our feet and simply observing. Now, sometimes the thinking mind tries to intervene and says, oh, these sensations, these are like, it's like nerve endings that are like causing this sensation, or is it sort of like movement of bodily fluid, or is it movement of prana that's causing this? You know, so the thinking mind kind of butts in sometimes and tries to hijack our experience. But if we can just rest and observe, the thinking mind doesn't know what to do with those sensations. It doesn't know what to do with it, so it just goes silent after a while. If you practice it, after the thinking mind is exhausted, after it's exhausted, all that we're left with is non-conceptual awareness. You know, it's another method of accessing non-conceptual awareness? Stillness. Like the stillness of this moment. The quiet stillness. What's there, the thinking mind asks. What is there? All we can say is an absence of sound. Quiet stillness, all there is an absence of sound. And the thinking mind doesn't know what to do with that. And thus, there's non-conceptual awareness. Unconditioned consciousness, free of thought. And from that, everything arises. Including inner peace. So, Tilopa talks about this in the Ganges Mahamudra, points to it over and over and over. I'd like to share a couple of verses with you that point to the benefit of us going beyond concepts, before going beyond the benefits of going beyond a conceptual, intellectual understanding. So one of the verses in that regard, there are tons of them in there. And by the way, I encourage you to please, if you haven't already, acquire a copy of this. It's, although it was imparted in the 11th century, like we've got 21st century books available to us. Yeah, it's sort of like we can get it and access it and enjoy it. So one of the verses that Tilopa tells Naropa is, those who follow Tantra, the Vinaya, the Paramitas, the Sutras, and the various teachings of the Buddha, those are all different parts of Buddhist teachings. Those who follow Tantra, the vehicle of the Paramita, the Vinayas, the Sutras, and the various teachings of the Buddha, with an attachment to their individual textual traditions and their individual philosophy, will not come to see luminous Mahamudra. Like, wait a minute, this is a Buddhist saying that these Buddhist paths, can't be experienced? Yeah, so it's sort of like, whatever the opposite of dogma is, I think this is it, right? Those who follow Tantra, the vehicle of the paramitas, the Vinaya, the sutras, and the various teachings of the Buddha, with an attachment for their individual textual traditions and their individual philosophy, will not come to see luminous Mahamudra, because the seeing of that clear light or luminosity is obscured by their intention and attitude. A lot there, a lot of different words there, a lot of different notions, but at the end, he's saying that just having an intention or an attitude with regard to our spiritual practice, whatever it might be, introduces a conceptual component and therefore makes it less than an authentic engagement, right? Something less than a totally unfiltered experience. Amazing. The next verse says, the conceptualized maintenance of vows actually causes you to impair the meaning of samaya. So samaya is another Sanskrit word which means moral discipline. So the conceptualized maintenance of vows, oftentimes vows are taken with regard to moral discipline. I vow to abstain from these things, right? These different forms of misconduct. The conceptualized maintenance of vows actually causes you to impair the meaning of samaya. Without mental directedness or mental activity, be free of all intentionality. Thoughts are self-arisen and self-pacified, like designs on the surface of water. If you do not pass beyond the meaning, which is not abiding and not conceptualizing or focusing, then through not passing beyond that, you do not pass beyond or transgress samaya. This is the torch which dispels all obscurity or darkness. Even if we don't know what those words mean, it's really poetic. At least that's my experience of it. The first time I read it, I was like, I don't know what is being conveyed here, but I know it's beautiful and I know there's truth there. So I'm going to commit myself to understanding what this means so that I can go on and have an experience of it. One more time, the conceptualized maintenance of vows actually causes you to impair the meaning of samaya. Without mental directedness or mental activity, be free of all intentionality. It's like those of you from the Monday, Friday classes may be saying, wait a minute, you've told us before that everything hinges on intention. Like it's intention that gives power to our actions, Jeff. You've said that many times before. So what the heck is this about? Like doing away with even intention? Yes, at some level within the Mahamudra, we've got to even go beyond intention for it to be a pure, authentic, non-conceptual experience, even beyond intention. Amazing. Without mental directedness or mental activity, be free of all intentionality. Thoughts are self-arisen and self-pacified, like designs on the surface of water. We have experience of that. If you do not pass beyond the meaning, which is not abiding and not conceptualizing or focusing, then through not passing beyond that, you do not pass beyond or transgress samaya. This is the doctrine which dispels all obscurity or darkness. If we think about that with regard to moral discipline, whatever our own ideas about moral discipline means, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I'm going to engage in these practices of moral discipline for this reason and with this intention. That's different from just doing it for the sake of doing it, right? we need to have a conceptual understanding initially for why we're doing something, right? And most of us, that's been what our practice has been up until the Mahamudra. We need to know why we're doing something if we're going to be committed to doing it. But once we reach that level of commitment, we've got to drop the intention and we've got to drop the reasons and just do it. Same with effort. I remember when I realized through the Ganges Mahamudra years ago that my application of effort needs to be effortless. Application of effort is effortless, and thus it becomes pure, not contaminated by conceptual thought. It's just pure, it just is. So it's 6:15. We need to close. I didn't leave time unintentionally. I didn't have the intention. It just happened in like a Mahamudra way. All right. Didn't allow any time for questions and comments, and I apologize for that. But email me if you have questions, and I promise next week I'll allow time. Next week and the week after, next two classes, we're going to go into emptiness and understand how emptiness links up to the Mahamudra. Some of us have had teachings on emptiness before. Some of us here in this room, and some of us Zoomers, talk about emptiness and understand how Talopa over and over and over points to emptiness as being that which is beyond conceptual thought. It refers to it as the all basis. The all basis is unborn, and without that unborn all basis, abandon or relinquish habits, wrongdoing, and obscurations. So I just love the language. It's so poetic and beautiful. Okay. That's it, you guys. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. A beautiful night. I appreciate you all so much, and hope to see you again in a week or so.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, you
Thank
guys.
you, Jeff.
Most
Bye.
welcome.